Okay, so this is a little tutorial on my seahorses. Everyone's been asking me about the shading on the actual seahorse's body, so I just thought I'd just quickly give you guys a bit of an overview of what I did. So first of all, I picked my main colour for my seahorses. I wanted them purple, so I used my colour wheel here, picked my purple colour as my main, and then decided to use orange and greens as the background. So that's where the colours sort of came from originally. Okay, and then I did a selection of colours. For this one I actually used Faber-Castell Polychromos, but you should be able to use any type of pencil. If you have trouble with layering or blending your pencils, sometimes having a really good white pencil helps. So I've got a Luminance, I don't know how you pronounce the Caran de Cal, whatever they are, white pencil, which actually goes over quite a lot of other branded pencils really well, and it helps to blend really well. So if you can just see that there, it just sort of smudges that colour in. It's a really soft white pencil, so it is worth investing in something like that to help with the blending and smoothing like that. So first of all, I picked the colours for the body, which was the purples. I kind of photocopied a little bit of a blank one here, so I'll just quickly go over that. So for the body, it's really quite simple. I used the darkest blue just on the edges. And then just did it kind of dark on the edge a bit. And then as I've come out, I've just done it a little bit lighter. So darker, and then when you come out to the middle, just a little bit lighter. And then lighter again. And that was it there. So just did that on each bit. Now, I used a blender at the end of it to make all the lines look a little smoother because they were a little bit rough. But we can talk about that in another video. And darker and a little bit lighter. Okay, so I hope you can see that okay. Okay, and then I grabbed the next colour, which is actually mauve, if you have a look up here. And then I just did it lightly over the top of the lighter, over the top of the darker blue, and spread it into the middle. So just lightly. There's no firm on that one. That was just light. And I left a small gap in the middle there of white because I'm going to fill that in with the lightest colour, which was magenta, light magenta. Okay, and then the magenta, which I just spread over the whole middle part there. So once you've done that, the body starts to look a little bit more, I guess, shaded, rounder. So now I just go over with the blue and just sort of give it a bit more colour just to make it look more round and give the backbone in the front there a little bit more depth, so it looks like that belly's actually closer to you. You just keep building up the colour on there until you get the look that you want. Which is pretty much what I've got there already. Okay, so that was just for the body, so I just continued that all the way around down into the tail and just kept that line, the lighter line through the middle there. So with these lines here, the backbone and the fin, I just did a mauve right through the fin on the bottom line, and this is where your white comes into it. Just did that on each of those. and then spread the white through it, just to spread it out a bit and lighten it up. But you may notice here in the middle, when I've actually done mine, I've actually left a gap there. So I've done the line there to there and left a gap along that middle ridge. So I'm just going to rub that out because I forgot to leave the gap. Okay. And then I did the tail spike. I just did half of it Delft blue. And I just did a light colour there. And then up here I've written violet and white. So I've gone for my violet colour and I've just spread from the dark into that. And as I said, I didn't do the middle bit, so I'm only going to do that part of it there. I'm going to leave a line. So there. I'm just going to colour that into there. Like that. And then I'm just going to use the white again to just smooth that into the middle there and give it a bit of a smudgy look. It doesn't look so defined then. And it gives it that appearance that it's rounded. Okay. And then with these back fins here, just to have a colour that would stand out against the purple, I decided to go bright pink. I used a couple of colours for that. So up here we've got the back fin. And then I've got the 3 back fins here, so we'll do this back fin first, which is these colours here. So for that, all I did was used pink madder, pink carmine and white. Got them there, and all I did was, it seems silly when you're doing it, but I just kind of stuck a little bit of a circle here with nothing in it. So left it white. Used the darker pink just to go right around the edge bit there. And I actually just cut that off across there so that there was plenty of colour in there. And then I just coloured on the edge all the way to that circle bit there and down the side. Just like that. And then I use the pink just to fill in those edge bits so it looks a bit smoother. And went over the top of that just to give it a lighter look. And that's alright over the top there a little bit more. And then I just went over it with white. Done. Okay, I just got to add the last little part of which is the back 3 fins there. With the back 3 fins I used a mixture of 4 colours, but I only used the red violet quite lightly. So all I did was, because it's kind of got that curved look, I wanted the shadow in the middle, or the highlight in the middle of it to make it look like they were coming forward more. So these lower bits would be your darkest colour and these top bits here would be your lightest. Now around where this fin is here would be dark too, because that's a shadow of that back fin there. So just go around with, this is with the red violet to start with, and this was just around these edge bits, down the middle. So the magenta colour is very similar to this, so I ended up sort of ditching the red violet and then moving to the magenta because it's more purple. And then I just did that shading into here slightly. Just do it lighter to start with. Don't put too much pressure on it, because obviously with some branded pencils, like the classic Faber-Castells and the Marco Raffine and things like that, once you've burnished the paper you can't go over the top of them a lot, so sometimes it's better just to start light. And then with the white, obviously that can bring a richness back to it as well. So this is really all I did, just lightly these colours in around here. Just spread that up a little bit to that line there. Okay, and just slightly here, a little bit there. Okay, and then just to the next colour, which is the light magenta, and just fill that in a little bit more around the edging. I left quite a big white space there, so and also with this photocopy I can see that the lines are smudging a little bit, but it wouldn't happen in your other book, so that's just because it's been printed there. And then I just sort of made sure I tried to just make that blend in a little bit so that there's no actual clear defined line, so I just sort of feather it, I guess that's what you call it. And that's the basics of it, and what you need to do is to get that richer colour, you just need to keep building up the colour. So if you want more of the pink here now that you've done the white, I find that once I've done my white the colour doesn't really go over it that well, so it's easier sort of to blend that in and make it look smoother. I think the good thing with these pencils though is that you can sort of go over the top of the other colours. I know that with some of the other pencils it is a lot harder to do that. You just need to find out a technique or figure out a technique to get it so you can get the richness and the smoothness as well. Going over it with the lighter colour, perhaps not white, might help to smooth it out more and make it look more rich too. And now you're starting to get that look that's actually cupped.